And now it is my esteemed honor to pass it off once more to Mr. Rogers and Mr. Pajitnov. They will count us down for your first round of action in the Classic Tetris World Championships. Gentlemen.
Are we ready? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
Welcome, everybody, to the start of the Classic Tetris World Championships. For the first time, coming to you live from the Southern California Retro Gaming Expo here in Pasadena, California. It is time to get underway. We are starting with the top 48, and I am honored to be able to announce my co-commentator here, of course, aGameScout, one of the most valuable members of the Tetris community. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. It's such an honor to be here with you, James Chen, commentating these amazing matches in this unprecedented year. And it looks like we're already off to the races with these 4 players in front of us.
Can you even imagine that this year we were giving out awards for people who successfully crashed the game? I mean, the advancements that this game has gone through in the past year have been just absolutely mind-blowing.
I was always hoping that we would get recognition for these amazing achievements these players have been getting over the past years with all the innovation, but it surpassed even my wildest dreams what has happened in this past year. And hopefully, this is just the beginning.
Oh yeah, again, it's one of those things where I just feel like there can't be any more records to break here for NES Tetris, but every time we do this, it seems like every year we come back, we talk about how these players are taking the game beyond what we've ever imagined for it.
Yeah, and I don't know what's particularly going on here. These are very, very low scores. I don't know if anybody's scored a Tetris yet.
Well, I mean, if you see right now, right now Cobalt with a 71% Tetris rate, so.
Oh, okay. Maybe the first digit is not displaying yet.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
All right, well, it looks like everybody's got very safe stacks on 18. This is exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, so right now, obviously, all the players are doing the level 18 start here. And, you know, just basically biding their time before they get to the transition here. And again, for those of you who are new to Classic Tetris World Championships, if you're just watching for the first time here, you know, things to look out for are the TRT that you see on the screen. That is the Tetris rate. The higher the Tetris rate, the better their score is going to be, the better potential that their max score can be. And of course, you know, thanks to the rolling technique that has been discovered, players can technically last forever, as we saw a couple years ago. So we do have a special version of the game where, you know, at level 39, it does do another increase for a basically a true kill screen now.
Yes, absolutely. And now we've really seen, at the beginning of the rolling technique, it was just a couple people. I remember you were commentating that year in 2021 when we first saw a couple players doing it, and now it's become the standard. For all top players, all 4 of the players in front of us are rolling.
Yeah, at this point in time, I mean, it's so interesting the evolution that it went, because obviously, you know, originally it was all about DAS, and you know, people were using the in-game repeater basically to move the pieces as quickly as they could to the side, and then of course,
oh no, Cobalt is about to top out early, and that is the first top out we've seen, and Gwafey is on the board.
Nice, and yeah, I mean. Of course, Joseph Saley then came in. Shout out to Joseph Saley. We all love you out there. But also, he came in and really shook the world up with the hyper tapping. And then it was like everyone had to learn hyper tapping. And then Cheese, shout outs to Cheese as well, inventing the technique that would change NES Tetris forever. Rolling came about, and now even the hyper tappers are starting to become a little more obsolete.
Yeah, they can still put up a fight, as we saw Hyper Tapper took out our defending champion Eric last year, but I don't know what we'll have in store this year. Looks like Cobalt and Gwafey are about to get their second match underway. Rhubarb is now fighting very high up on the screen. Okay. This is a height that would have been so dangerous for DAS players and hyper tappers, but rollers can survive so well at this level. We can see Rhubarb just very cleverly opening up this dirty Tetris well. He's going to burn the triple. It's the safe move.
All right, and we got to start the match down at the bottom. You see right there, count it in, and Cobalt and Gwafey are starting their second game here. It is a 2 out of 3, and or actually, is it 3 out of 5 here?
3 out of
3 out of
5,
5.
yes.
Yes, but it is single elimination.
Yes, so you lose this match, you're out. So the pressure is on. So Cobalt will be looking to get back on the board. Incredible story about Cobalt. He has done some amazing Tetris YouTube videos in the past. He was the one who made the video about Fractal getting to the glitched colors for the first time. And in the past years, he's also become a huge Minecraft YouTuber. So if any Cobalt fans are in the audience, make some noise.
There we go.
And we also have an incredible story about Gwafey. So when Blue Scooty crashed the game, his Twitch live stream actually got deleted because there was an issue with his Twitch account. He lost the original VOD.
No.
He had the recording of his game, but not the Twitch chat. And Gwafey was recording his live reaction with a couple of friends. And he had the only version of the Twitch chat from Blue Scooty's historic moment and uploaded it to YouTube. So we're grateful for Gwafey that he preserved that piece of Tetris history.
Nice. And again, you know, one of the beautiful things about CTWC that makes it so fascinating to watch and so, you know, and just captivates so many viewers is the fact that there is so much history here, so much going on. I mean, obviously, you know, all of us, we always have to shout out Jonas every single year. He is clearly one of the greatest representatives that we have ever had for this genre, for this game. And, you know, obviously, for those in the know, you know, he tragically passed away a few years ago. But remember, Jonas will always forever be in our hearts. And even the trophy, of course, was changed from a T piece to a J piece in Jonas's honor. So once again, you know, shout outs to Jonas for everything that he's done for the Classic Tetris community.
Absolutely. Cobra is going to look to dig out of this tough situation here. Oh no, 2 long bars in a row, but he can't use them optimally, and that's going to be a top out from Cobra. Rhubarb is good for game number 1.
It always feels that way. You're looking for those long bars, and then by the time they give it to you is when you can't use them.
It's a very difficult situation. The long bar is such a good piece normally when you're scoring the Tetris, but when you don't have a Tetris set up, it actually can be really dangerous for the stability of your stack.
Absolutely, and again, you know, claims of Tetris being sentient, you know, I always feel like the game knows. It's like, you can't use this right now, and it gets you every time.
Yeah, so we're looking at the bottom here. Gwafey and Cobalt are very similar in score right now. They only have an 8,000 point difference.
All right, let's go ahead and count Cobra and Rhubarb in for their game number 2. 3, 2, 1, Tetris! And as you can see right there, obviously, just some more information about the information that you see on the screen over here. Obviously, you can see their score, and you know, you can see the differential straight up right away. But again, the differential can be misleading depending on the speed at which the players are playing. So, for example, you can see right now they're both on the bottom row right there. They're at lines 82 and 76, so they're about at the same distance. But knowing the line count, the Tetris rate, kind of gives you an idea of exactly how far in the lead one of the players actually is.
Yeah, they're both doing well right now. If you want a max out by the time you get into level 29, there's a couple pace benchmarks you want to hit, and one of those is around 300,000 by 75 lines. So they are right on track. Up at the top, Cobra and Rhubarb are still just getting underway. They have perfect stacks. Rhubarb's going to do some delayed burns here. Just taking the nice and safe route. Don't want to risk anything this early on.
Yeah, nice pieces right there. If that T-piece can get in there, and now just needs to clear out that column 8 you see over there. That's going to do it perfectly. He's opened up back for a neutral field here, and there it is. Boom! Tetris for Rhubarb.
And Cobra now getting into a little bit of a situation is going to want to open up this Tetris well, getting the ideal pieces to do it.
Yeah, and the long bar just in time. Boom! Tetris for Cobra.
Awesome. And meanwhile, Cobalt on the bottom, not looking to early top out this game, is on a strong pace so far. Cobalt is one of the biggest wild cards we have in this tournament because in addition to being a fantastic content creator, he's also a fantastic Tetris player, but is pretty secretive about it. He's only had 2 major tournament appearances that I can recall. One of them was CTWC several years ago, where he got swept both rounds, I think. but he recently played in the Masters event last year, and he did really well. He took Huff, one of the best players in the world, to a decider.
Nice.
So he could make some noise.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things about this. Every year we come here, somebody could come out of nowhere and actually surprise all of us here. But of course, one of the beautiful things is that, you know, the Classic Tetris world, the Classic Tetris community has grown so large now, and you know, we're running events every single week, and so, you know, all these players have so many opportunities to really showcase their stuff and get a lot of the tournament practice, learn how to play in this kind of high pressure situation. But of course, you know, offline is very different than an online situation as well.
Yeah, Rhubarb has been going very aggressive here, and it's paid off. Some dirty center well Tetris is high up on the board, did not want to dig down and waste all this pace, is now going to take the safer route now that he got some Tetrises. It always feels great when you can down stack and get some Tetrises at the same time. You don't feel like your time was wasted.
Right, and again, for those people who are new to watching this, apologies to all the veterans out there watching this, but of course, once you get to 135 lines, that's when you finally transition to level 19, and that's where we get the first speed increase. So the players are obviously trying to get as many points as they can before then, because that's where it starts getting a little tougher. Of course, then it transitions to what we originally used to call the kill screen. Now maybe, I know Chris always calls it the thrill screen. We're at, that's at level 29. And before, that was the point where most players, especially DAS players, were unable to survive. But now with the advent of hyper tapping and rolling, people can basically live forever at those levels. And so that way, that is why we have added the level 39 extra speed increase. And oh no, Gwafey there with an unfortunate drop. But what a tuck by Gwafey as well. Beautifully done.
That was a phenomenal tuck by Gwafey. And yeah, we're going to see some of our first post-29 play of the day coming up shortly. If both these players can make it there, Cobalt and Gwafey looking rock solid so far. Let's see what Rhubarb's going to do with this interesting little setup here. He's going to try and be efficient. Okay, he's got the right burns to just take it safely down.
Yeah, and of course, if you guys had watched the qualifying rounds yesterday, you'll notice that, you know, we were playing for max outs. Once we get to this 1v1 section over here, we're not paying attention to max outs anymore, because the score now will be recorded above 1 million points. And so it is now just straight up who gets the highest amount of points between the two players.
Yeah, just 5 years ago when Joseph faced Green Tea and they got the first double max outs in CTWC history, it was historic. The entire crowd was jumping off their feet. But now it's almost routine. The top players nowadays are not just expecting 1 million, but even 1.1 million when they transition into 29. That's a checkpoint for them. So Cobalt and Gwafey look like they could be just on the 1 million cusp, just transitioning into 29.
Yeah, before, one of the things that you always wanted to look at was that if the players are at about 60% Tetris rate, it was a good measure for them to get max out before level 29. But again, it's changed how much we play this, because so many people can survive at level 29. There's not that pressure to try to be, you know, super efficient trying to get there. But of course, at the highest levels, you need to be as efficient as possible, because some of these players are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so we'll see players maybe dialing back their aggression a little bit. Oh no, and Cobra up at the top. This is a dig that would have been impossible with dash or hyper tapping, but he's pulling it off.
Look at this, nice! That was such a great burn right there.
And meanwhile, Cobalt on the bottom. Oh no, and a top out for Cobra and Cobalt.
And so Gwafey right now is gonna be going for a chase down, but he's not in a great situation either. He needs to get at least, oh, he couldn't get the long bar over. And the chase down is not gonna happen, and Cobalt is actually gonna take game number 2 to tie it up 1-1.
3, 2, 1,
Tetris! All right, here we go. Once again, starting at level 18. And you know, it's funny, because once you watch a lot of level 19, you look at level 18 and you're like, wow, this looks so slow and relaxing. And then when you actually go and try it yourself, 18 is still really fast.
Yeah, so Cobra now is fighting for his tournament life. He needs to win this game to stay in it. Cobra and Cobalt and Gwafey down at the bottom. This is an opportunity for either one of them to take the driver's seat in the match. Go up 2 games to 1.
Yeah, and you know, if you guys want to experience what, you know, level 18 speeds and such are like, I definitely recommend checking out Tetris Effect by Enhance. They have a classic score mode where you can actually, where they've tried to duplicate NES Tetris as much as possible. Pretty accurate, thanks to a lot of work from like Green Tea and Alex Kerr and such. So you can try that out. It's available on basically all the platforms right now.
Yeah, it's really widely available, and for newer players, it basically is an 100% accurate version of the game. The only differences come when you're trying to get to the glitched colors and stuff. They didn't include that because they weren't expecting anyone to get there. So if you want the game crash, you got to do it on an original NES.
Man, why wouldn't they program the glitches into the game? Just never would have thought it would get to that point.
Yeah, so let's see. Rhubarb is actually building up a substantial lead early on, but Cobra has a clean stack, could get some of this back and needs it.
Yeah, and some unfortunate RNG right now from Cobalt kind of forced him into a little uncomfortable build right there. If he can get a T-piece, he can actually rotate that in there. Nice, there it is.
There's the T-spin for Cobalt. No extra points in NES Tetris, but it is a crucial move to get out of situations like that officially, and bang, Tetris for Cobalt.
Nicely done, beautiful recovery right there. Be able to get himself back into a neutral playfield here, but now he's looking for that L piece here. And of course the L piece comes a little late, but now on time here, so he's gonna be able to burn down through there. Just needs to get that column number 2.
And Gwafey is in a drought, but gets the Tetris with the long bar just in time.
Oh man, there it is, finally the Z piece for Cobalt, and boom, Tetris for Cobalt now.
So we had a momentum shift up to the top. Rhubarb had an early lead, but then got into an extended dig while Cobra had a clean board, and Cobra was able to capitalize now with about 1.5 Tetris lead.
I just saw Gwafey mouthing to himself, you know, just blocked the well, and then the eyepiece came up. And so I can imagine the things that, you know, he was saying. Very similar to things that I've said in the past.
It's a very tough gamble in your head, and there's another Tetris for Gwafey because you mentally calculate that there's about a 1 in 7 chance that the line piece is coming next. So when you see a safe move that can accommodate your stack for the future, typically you want to take that, but there's that 1 in 7 chance that the line piece actually does come and you made the suboptimal move. But most of the time, those kind of moves do pay off.
Oh yeah. But again, most of these players, obviously, you know, they're going to be playing for, you know, so many lines, and the games last so long here that, you know, you can't. RNG is not going to be the sole reason why anybody tops out here. There's just so much time. You're going to hit a dry spell at some point in time, eventually. But again, you know, the best players can navigate those droughts really, really well. But the RNG does still play a factor, so we can't discount it.
Yeah, so level 18 has become a very interesting part of the game now in the current meta, where it's very easy, of course, for top players to just survive and get to transition, but the pressure is on to get there as efficiently as possible and dig out of occasional misdrops, as Rhubarb now has to do with that very high piece. Rolling can get something over this, but he needs to clutch it up, and there it is.
Yeah. Nicely done for Rhubarb there. Should be able to stay alive here, just looking for that J piece, and there it is. Oh, gave himself another dependency on one of the L/J pieces here. Yeah, oh man, he needs to clear out. You can see that column 1, 2, and 3 right now are causing Rhubarb a little bit of problems here.
Yeah, should be able to dig out efficiently there, and there's the exact right sequence. The square can't help, that piece can't help, that piece, that piece, that piece. Oh no.
Yeah, he's looking for the T. He's looking for the T to get the clean because he wanted to open up, but then of course the next piece that comes out forces him to block it right away. So he's still working on that dig. Obviously, as you can see, I mean, most people can tell right here, there is no hold. There's only one preview, and so it definitely makes NES Tetris a lot harder to navigate than a lot of the modern Tetris games that are out today.
And boom, Tetris for Rhubarb. That was an excellently handled sequence. Even without all those burns, those are tough pieces, and you have to handle them as optimally as possible to give yourself the best chance of survival and keep the game going.
But one of the things, though, you want to pay attention to is that because he had to do all that cleanup, you can see right now his Tetris rate at 42%. And so even though he's ahead a little bit in lines over Cobra, he is actually 77,000 points behind at about the same pace right now. So that's the danger of having to do those kind of digs, is that it really hurts your efficiency. And like you said, trying to get as much efficiency as possible is key to getting a high score before you get to that original kill screen speed.
Yeah, and Rhubarb transitions with 388. That's a pretty low transition over what we typically see. Of course, you still will take that just being able to survive rather than topping out. So Rhubarb still has a chance, but this means Cobra's now in a position where he may be able to take less risks. And uh-oh, Gwafey's in trouble. Needs a line piece now. Gets it!
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Still needs some clutch pieces. Oh, those L's were perfect.
Can he get the eye all the way over there? He does. This is what rolling allows you to do. That was a perfect piece right there. And another great perfect piece for him right there.
This L burst has been perfect.
Oh my, yeah, flat eye piece, beautifully done right there. And
what a masterfully handled sequence by Gwafey. Up at the top.
Beautifully done right there. Gets the triple burn right there and gets himself basically a neutral field right here. And there it is. Boom! Tetris for Gwafey. What a survive.
And now Rhubarb's up in the rafters. Gonna need some clutch decision making. That S-piece drop could be the end. And that's gonna be it for Rhubarb. Cobra is on the board. First win of CTWC.
Nicely done. So now it's going to be a 2-1 score right now between Rhubarb and Cobra. And yeah, like I said, all that cleanup that he had to do. And what that does is it actually adds a little pressure too. When you're doing a lot of cleanup, you're like, okay, I know this probably means that I'm a little behind here. And you can also, you know, screen view. You can spy on your opponent's screen and check to see where they're at. But that causes that pressure, and that's why it's so different when we get to this phase where it's the one-on-one. What you do and how you play can largely be affected by, you know, how your opponent is playing. In that one, even though Rhubarb was behind, he could have just tried to count on Cobra topping out and then just casually getting his way up there. But
absolutely, I think it's time to count him down.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, Tetris! I want to shout out a clutch move by Cobalt that happened just about 30 seconds ago where he hung a long bar on column 9 and then immediately got another one over. That's a really hair-raising moment where the game is on the line and you have to be able to immediately adjust. And he clutched it up. And meanwhile, Gwafey's in trouble a little bit up here with the ideal pieces, opens up the Tetris well and gets a Tetris.
Nicely done. And now Rhubarb with a Tetris and a beautiful tuck with that J piece. Has a nice field ready to go for a Tetris himself. Beautiful micro adjustment to give room for that square up there for Rhubarb as well.
And so Cobalt is in the middle of digging, and this is what Gwafey needs. He is down 62,000, and this is a real momentum changer. Whoever wins this game, Gwafey is barreling towards the level 29 kill screen. We saw he died pretty quickly that last game. He'll be looking to make some noise and show that he can play past level 29, put that rolling to good use.
Boy. Yep, here we go. You can see level 28 at this point. Oh, wow.
Meanwhile, Cobalt has recovered. Slamming down Tetrises, maintaining this lead, wants the advantage.
There it is. Here we go. We have reached level 29 for Gwafey. You can see how fast it's going. And again, as I mentioned before in the past, this is usually just a test of survival at this point. But nowadays, players can stack 4 Tetrises, but
oh no,
drop right
several
there
misdrops for Gwafey, and that's going to be it. Gwafey's going to top out at 836,000, and Cobalt is good. We'll see if we'll get one more Tetris, and there's the 29 Tetris for Cobalt. Fantastic play to seize the momentum in this set, go up 2-1.
I guess we can call that a Mullen Tetris right there.
Yeah.
Getting it after already winning, just you know, keep your hands warm and ready to go with the speed. And meanwhile, Rhubarb and Cobra still going at it at the top. You can see still at the beginning of the game, they're basically on the same pace, but currently Rhubarb with a 93% Tetris rate.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, it's so crazy to even say, you know, saying how impressive a 93% Tetris rate is, but of course, this past year, Danglar got a 100% Tetris rate max out. So
yeah, and I think we're ready to count these players down.
Go. Again, just so many amazing accomplishments by the players. Of course, you know, you can check out this great YouTube channel out there called aGameScout. You know, has a lot of wonderful content on there. The creator does a great job, don't you think?
I'm very appreciative of the work that he does.
Yes. Oh man. But no, again, shout outs to yourself and all the content creators out there, always keeping people, you know, informed of everything that is going on in the Classic Tetris world.
Yes, there's so many content creators now out there. Eric has been making fantastic videos. Fractal, Hydrant Dude, so many others. It's really exciting.
And Rhubarb had one of my favorite burns right there, the split burn, where you get the top line and the bottom line and the middle line doesn't burn.
And Rhubarb has the dirty Tetris right there.
And yep, and now he's gotten down to the field. Yeah, he's gonna drop the Z piece to the side because T piece was coming, which is gonna be perfect for the right side over there. And now he is going to be Tetris ready with that J piece, and boom, Tetris for Rhubarb.
Yes, nice tuck there. Gwafey has had a really nice sequence here. He made a really great adjustment about 20 seconds ago, and has been able to keep pace with Cobalt. Uh-oh, and that's a serious misdrop. Not in terms of danger, but just in terms of he's going to have to navigate this carefully to avoid as many burns as possible.
Yeah, it's good. He's going to have to do a little bit of cleaning over here. The eyepiece will help, but unfortunately, it still creates one long bar, one L or J dependency, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there were 3 little holes in a row there for a moment. A funny formation on the board, but he's cleaning it out. Now just about clean.
Yeah, but as you can see, he started that little cleaning section there with about, I think it was like a 60% Tetris rate, and it dropped him down to 48 here now. So, you know, gonna have to try to play a little more efficiently here. Maybe might want to turn on the aggression right now because he is behind, but not by much. It's neck and neck at this point.
Yeah, so we are seeing up top, Rhubarb at match point does have a tiny bit of the driver's seat in this match, approaching the first transition, does have about a 2 Tetris lead. And that misdrop should be okay if he gets the right piece, and there's the perfect L piece to fill it in. It's still gonna have to burn a little bit with these pieces coming next, but was able to handle the sequence well.
Nice, there we go, and boom, Tetris for Cobalt.
Yeah, so Cobalt, again, this is match point for Cobalt and does have about a 1 Tetris lead, so that's pretty neck and neck this early in the game. Rhubarb, unfortunately, has been digging a little bit. It looks like that situation never quite resolved itself, so Cobra is going to be able to use this opportunity to build up a bit of a lead.
Oof, tried to go for a little bit of clever burning right there, Rhubarb did, but you know, the RNG caused it to not be as clean as he wanted. He's gonna be able to get a, oh, that was only just a single. I thought it was gonna be a double at least. But here we go, he is, got that space over there, and he's gonna tuck that in straight down. And perfectly, another J piece is gonna open up the well right for the transition for a Tetris. Well done by Rhubarb.
Yeah, so Rhubarb is at 502, Cobra's at 535 and hasn't transitioned yet. So this is a even bigger lead than we see on screen because Cobra will have more lines in hand at the end of the game.
Yep, exactly. So you see 138 lines compared to the 130. So again, as we mentioned, you know, it depends on the pace that you're playing. If you're doing a lot of cleanup or, you know, if you're playing a little bit slower, you can definitely fall behind the other players.
And this is some tough parity for Cobalt right now. Would really love a line piece to resolve this. Now is it just going to burn it down, find a way to do it without the line piece, even though he gets 2, now 3 line pieces very quickly.
Nice. And actually, he set up for a dirty Tetris. Now
dirty
he just
triple,
needs a,
dirty triple.
Yeah, oh, you're right, you're right. That column 10 right there, sneaking in there. And that's why he's burning through here. But, you know, they haven't given him the long bar. That T-piece will help burn, though. That'll be great. And he's actually going to go for the burn with the Z-piece as well and get the Tetris.
Yeah, get the Tetris in the end. That was a masterclass in how to resolve a line piece dependency when you don't get any line pieces. And up top, Cobra is behind about 2 Tetrises. Rhubarb at 689, Cobra at 632. Rhubarb is perhaps one of the biggest dark horses in this event. He finished in the top 16 of Mega Masters and second at the Kansas City Regional Championship earlier this year.
Oh no, a missed drop right there from Cobra. Didn't get the O piece all the way to the side. Couldn't get that J piece all the way over there either. He needs a long bar, but the long bar's not coming. 20-piece drought. He finally got it. So this will help him stay alive here.
Cobra fighting for his tournament life. No. Oh no, a missed drop.
No.
Oh no, and that's it. The hung line piece, and Rhubarb has advanced.
Rhubarb is going to take it 3-1 over Cobra. And again, you can see how the 1v1 changes the way that a lot of people are playing when you know you're behind like that. Actually, he wasn't that far behind because you can see he was 15 lines behind. But unfortunately, that 1-0 misdrop just cost him that board.
Yeah, so now we have Cobalt and Gwafey at the bottom, still in a very close match, just about 2 Tetrises apart. And both with clean stacks now. Well, mostly clean. Gwafey's working about off the bottom, cleans it up, and gets the Tetrises to transition cleanly.
Yep, transitions to level 19. And now both players have transitioned over to level 19. And you can see right now, Cobalt's just trying to dig down because he's just trying to get to those little gaps that he has. Unfortunately, has had to cover it up a couple of times. He does expose the gap in column number 1, and he's working on digging through here. Almost has that last gap. You can see just hanging out there in column number 8.
Yeah, and Gwafey, is in a bit of a situation. Looks like he's going to clutch up the dig. Needs the right pieces to fill this out optimally.
Oh, nice.
And is going to get him. Really nice tucks, really nice decision making there.
But he needs at least one of the long pieces over here. And now if he can get an eyepiece or a good burn, but the eyepiece is going to come first. So he's set up over here, but has to block the well on the right side over there.
Great strategic decision, just optimizing survival, and is going to be open in another piece.
Beautifully done right there. Even though he created a gap, he can definitely tuck a piece in there, and he set himself up for the Tetris at the same time. Nicely done for Gwafey. Oh, little micro adjustment right there just to get that Tetris. Gonna cause a little bit of a gap, but nothing that is too hard to clean, but we got one of the fabled floating pieces right there.
Yeah, and this is still very close, just about a 1 Tetris difference. We're getting closer and closer to level 29. These players want to get as many Tetrises as they can before this speed significantly makes things more difficult.
Yeah, unfortunately for Gwafey, the RNG has been kind of forcing him into a lot of long columns there, but he still managed to get the pseudo-dirty Tetris off in column number 1. And
yeah.
Oh, what a great set of pieces this time. And he's going to get right back to that neutral board. Beautifully done.
Yeah, very creative stacking by Gwafey to make the most out of the opportunity where the Tetris will have to go elsewhere, but now he's back to traditional white wall Tetris.
Yep, and of course, a little tuck setup right there for Cobalt. Gets it right in there, no problem. Gets another Tetris.
666 for Cobalt, 634 for Gwafey. This is still just a 1 Tetris difference. These players have been pacing almost exactly the same for quite some time now.
Yeah, and it's even almost kind of shocking how similar their boards look right now. And yes, once we are in the one-on-one phase, should mention that the 2 players will get the exact same pieces. And that actually adds a different level of strategy as well. We've seen before where some people will play slow intentionally so that the opponent, they can see if they're running into a drought or not, and so they can actually prepare for droughts that way.
Yeah, and Gwafey just had a couple of crucial misdrops. It means he's going to be stuck digging in this final section before level 29. He is a Tetris behind, so he'd love to clean this up as quickly as possible.
But he needs that J, but there's no J, and so now he is digging for his life. The eyepiece is not going to get over there, and Gwafey is going to go down, and Cobalt is going to be taking that game, and that should do it right there. That'll be another 3-1 victory, this time with Cobalt advancing.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow, what a first round we just saw there. That was a tremendous. Let's give a round of applause one more time for those players kicking off the 2024 World Championship. Tremendous job. So we're going to bring up our next group of players to the main stage here. So I'd like for the following players to please come on up. We would like Doge, Wallbant, Dan V, and Broden to come up on CT1 on the right of me. Once again, Doge, Wallbant, Dan V, and Broden to CT1 on the right of me. For CT2, on the left side here, please come on up. The Captain, Somalian, Dasian, Tugi, and Edan. That is Captain, Somalian, to Asian, Tugi, and Edan to CT2, the left of me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, your underwater host Sharky here, and I have a bit to share with you in regards to future events and such things that are happening, as well as a lore drop towards the very end to prepare you for the next match. So for those interested, do stick around. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Comment down your favorite moment. Me personally, mine was Game 3 of Cobalt versus Gwafey, and that dig at transition. Subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to support CTWC team and all that we do, make sure to become a channel member so you can gain access to perks and exclusive member-only content coming out soon. Next, the CTWC 2024 and Celebration jerseys are back and available for order. Unlike last year's design where you could just order a stock one, these will be 100% personalized, so you can have your name on the back and or a number if you'd like. So if you missed out on getting one of these jerseys for CTWC this year, this is your chance to order one. Also, we're doing a special variation of the Celebration jersey to celebrate the release of the YouTube videos. Instead of gold mesh on the shoulders, like what you see here, it will be black mesh. The CTWC 2024 jerseys, the one that I'm currently wearing, will be $55, and both variations of the Celebration jersey will be $65 plus shipping. Alternatively, you can buy any 2 for $100 and free shipping, 3 for $130 and free shipping, or 4 for $160 and free shipping. For more information, check out the description. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, and relevant info for that will also be in the description. Second, I would personally like to say thank you everyone for being patient with us and getting these videos out. I know it's been 2 months and there's been a lot that has been going on in the background, and we appreciate your support and patience. So with that out the way, I want to talk about 2 events in particular, as they are events that are coming up within this weekend and the next. And definitely there's a lot of events to talk about in general, so probably I'll be uploading a video on my personal channel to dive into all the CTWC events that'll be happening. So this weekend is the WPLC 2024 Ohio Regional, and is looking to be one of the most stacked regionals of the 2024 through 2025 season. An immense amount of top players will be in attendance, and it will also be for the chance for one player in particular to make history. Huff has won this regional 3 years in a row, being one of 3 people to win an IRL event back to back to back. If he wins this year, however, Huff will become the first person in Classic Tetris history to win an IRL event 4 years in a row. Bracket play starts this Saturday, and you can watch it on YouTube or Twitch here on Classic Tetris. Definitely something you don't want to miss. Next week will be the Montreal 2024 Regional. This regional will be in Montreal, Canada, and will consist of more stacked players like, surprise surprise, Huff, Eyeball, Tristop, Eric, Wallband, and many more in attendance. Quals will be Saturday, August 17th, starting at 12 p.m. local time, and the matches for gold will start at 10:15 a.m. local time on Sunday. Another event that you definitely don't want to miss. Those are the immediate events that are happening, but as I said, I'll be sharing more in future videos like this, as well as a personal video that I'm probably going to have to make because there's like 6 events happening in August. This truly is a month filled with Tetris. But last but not least, here is your lore drop for the upcoming games. Next match will feature Heps versus ID Kirby and Meme versus Messex. Now, these pairings are unique because unlike the match you just watched, not all players are rollers in this match. ID Kirby is a tapper and will be playing against a Daz player turned roller, Heps. Making the bracket this year wasn't easy, so definitely Kirby can throw down, but he will be at a disadvantage due to the playstyle differential. And the second pairing, Messex versus Meme, can definitely have some good games. Messex has shown tremendous growth in the level of play that can be provided, so that's something that Meme has to be wary of. However, Meme has always been strong in these IRL tournaments, and is going to force Messex to match their level. This match will be uploaded tomorrow in addition to another match to help us stay on schedule, so make sure you stay tuned. Anyways, I'm your underwater host Sharky, and I'll see you in the next video of CTWC 2024.